Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Rants YouTube channel. And for some, the debut, for some, the return of music to this channel. I like music. Not as well, I can't say not as much as I like wrestling because I like it for two different reasons. Music is important to everybody, it is universal. And this was a video I was wanting to make at the end of 2024. I can't remember if I made it at the end of 2023. I think I made something similar to it. But I've made it for the end of 2025. I have written in this book every song I have saved, put on my liked playlist in Spotify, and been listening to over 2025. I'm going to rank them. And yes, some were released earlier, some were released newer, right? So, to avoid recency bias, I am ranking every song released in 2025 that I have added to my playlist. So every song that I have added to my playlist that is not released in 2025 goes into the honorable mentions category. Let's start. The honorable mentions start with Without Me, Halsey featuring Juice WRLD. This was probably in my playlist a bunch of times, but for some reason it found its way out of it, which happens to a lot of songs a lot of time. I feel like Spotify plays games with me, so that ended up back in there. And do you know what? It's such a good song. It's arguably Juice WRLD's best feature, maybe, but he has a lot of good features. It just deserves a lot of credit anyway. I have Broken Dreams, Drew McIntyre's old theme tune. Goated theme tune back in the day when WWE themes were good. They're getting better, but they're not all there yet. Left for Dead, Trippie Redd, another song that I liked years ago, and for some reason, I haven't heard it in years, and it's found its way out my playlist. So, Left for Dead by Trippie Redd, banger of a song, especially if you're into that love song type stuff. It's a nice one. Higher by J. Cole. This was released years ago, but he recently uploaded the audios onto his YouTube, and I was listening to some of them, and that song stood out. Higher by J. Cole, that stood out. So that one made it on there. We've got Falling Down by Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. I had not heard the song before. I was just listening to Spotify on like a random mix, I think, and this started playing. I thought I really liked this song. I added it. I did not realize how popular this song was. And one time I was singing it, and my friends who aren't into modern day music were like, "Oh my god, why are you singing that song for? That's like some shitty TikTok song." And I'm like, "What?" So I had no idea the hype it had behind it. So it was good anyway. Made my way into its place. That's my first Lil Peep song. I never really felt Lil Peep like that, but that's my first Lil Peep song. The Sound of Silence by Disturbed, the cover, what can I say? It's undeniable, right? I mean, the vocals is just uncanny, and obviously it's a popular sound, and that just led me down a rabbit hole, because then I found the Sound of Silence Cyril remix, which is more like it's like an EDM or like a house remix, you know? It's just as cool as the vocal one. I can't tell which one I like better. And then, because I was going down the rabbit hole of Disturbed, I stumbled onto Down With The Sickness, probably obviously their most popular song. But what stood out for me, not the fact that it was their most popular, but because I remember that song from WWE 2K18. That was my favourite 2K game. I've had 2K18, I've had 2K20, I've had 2K22 and 2K23. That song stood out to me the most. I specifically remember that song a lot, and that brought back a lot of memories. So that made its way into my playlist. We're not done with the honourable mentions, don't worry, we're only about halfway through them. And then earlier on this year, Kevin LaShawn, who was a popular YouTuber, GTA YouTuber called Expert Thief, but his real name's Kevin LaShawn, and he's always made music by that name. Now, years ago on YouTube, he's made songs that have never made it to streaming services. This year, he decided to put them all on streaming services. And I'm talking Frittata, I'm talking The Greatest, I'm talking Change of Plans, I'm talking I See You. Songs that have existed and I've listened to for years, but have never been on streaming platforms. They made my way into the playlist this year. Thank you, Kevin LaShawn, for putting them on there. In the End by Linkin Park, again, yes, their most popular song, but you can't deny it. It's fantastic. One of my mates loves Linkin Park, and it's hard, like, the rare times I do go on TikTok, it's hard to avoid a song like that on TikTok. So, When I Was Your Man, Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is infectious. He's got the best singing voice ever. In my opinion, the best male singer of all time. Bruno Mars was a part of my childhood, so even though I don't like go out my way to listen to Bruno Mars, anytime I hear a Bruno Mars song, I'm vibing, and I might probably know it. And yeah, at some point I must have heard this during the year, and I went, I need to add that to my playlist, because My God, it is a good song. And then I have If I Had a Gun, Noel Gallagher. Now, yes, Oasis were a bit popular this year, and trust me, I'm not a trend writer, but when trends happen, it is a bit hard to avoid something sometimes. And originally, If I Had a Gun, that's not Oasis anyway, it's Noel Gallagher, you know, that's only one of them. My girlfriend originally listened to that, so I knew what it was, and it was quite nice. And then I was watching TikTok one time, and again, another TikTok video, but Radio Rufus, or Rufus Radio, or whatever you want to call him, he did a cover of If I Had a Gun. And I was like, do you know what? It sounds so nice. And eventually I bit the bullet and I added it to my playlist. And we also have Cult of Personality, CM Punk's theme. I mean, Goated theme, Goated theme. It's a great song as well. Aqueous or Aqueous, whatever you want to call it, but I think it's Aqueous by Oasis. This is where the trend hit me in the arse. I couldn't avoid it. That song was very good. I seen videos of them singing it live. I'm like, do you know what? That seems fucking cool. And my mates love Oasis, so the second they heard I kind of liked it. They were trying to put me on it so much. Scared to Go to Church by Chris Ryan and Jelly Roll. Obviously, I went to a Jelly Roll concert. Obviously, it was a Post Malone concert. Jelly Roll was opening, but I happened to like Jelly Roll anyway. And I listened to a lot more Jelly Roll music in the lead up to it. And at some point, this song played, and I've added it to my playlist. I also have Dead in the Water, Noel Gallagher. Again, I was on TikTok, and I've already listened to a Noel Gallagher song and an Oasis song, so Dead in the Water made its way onto my timeline. I heard it, and I'm like, do you know what? That is fucking incredible. I've definitely had a bit more of a pull towards singing this year. Obviously, I'm still a massive rap fan. I've always been rap and hip-hop and bits of trap in my younger years, but I'm kind of growing out of trap. Yeah, and singing's just pulling me in. Like, I don't know, like, it just hits, like, the emotional parts of you, you know? It's beautiful. And obviously going to the Jelly Roll concert, singing Jelly Roll songs, listening to the Jelly Roll songs. Winning Streak was in. I think he played it live, but it was definitely in the circulation. Winning Streak, what a song that is. That was released last year, which is a shame because I would have really liked to rank that song. Time by NF. I listened to quite a few NF songs, mainly most of his more recent stuff, less of his rap stuff, even though he's an incredible rapper, but more of his like emotional stuff, you know. He's a bit like, he's a complex rapper, he's very unique, you know, it's not my style, but his emotional stuff, it hits. And to be honest, I don't know how I haven't heard this song earlier. Like, what a song that is. Beautiful. Heart of Stone, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll opened the show with this song. It is probably my favourite Jelly Roll song. And obviously it was released in 2024 on Beautifully Broken album, so can't get ranked, I'm afraid. And then I have Strangers from Lewis Capaldi. Again, released, was it 2023 or 2022? But it was on the radio a lot. Everyone's familiar with it, and you're going to hear a lot about Lewis Capaldi in this video. Yeah, it was on the radio. I've heard it many times before. I guess it hadn't just hit yet, and because I love Lewis Capaldi so much this year, this song hit. As well as Pointless. This one, again, hit. Heard it on the radio so many times. It never really hit. Now it hit. And the final honourable mention is So Close Now, which, if you don't know what that is the Usos' old theme. Back when they used to wear face paint and wear the shorts, that was the theme then. What a banging theme. But let's get into the ranked songs. The songs released this year that I liked and added to my playlist. We have 29 in total. These are ranked in order of my favourites. And to be honest, music is very subjective and it depends on your moods, especially when you listen to different styles and different moods. So this is ranked based on how I felt on the day. And yes, I listened to every single one of them on the day to make sure I was ranking them fairly. But I could have just been feeling more a certain way one day. So if I redid this list another day without looking at this, it might be different. You know, I'm just saying. Anyways, coming in at number 29, this is our lowest position. I have Forever by Jams, French Montana, and Juice WRLD. Obviously, they've took a verse for Juice WRLD and added it onto this. This was newly released, I guess. French Montana and Jams, whoever they are, bought the Juice WRLD feature. They released it. Came up on my timeline because it's got Juice WRLD in it. And yeah, pretty decent song. Nothing too extravagant, but like typical standard Juice WRLD type stuff. So it's gonna make its way into my playlist because I listen to all that stuff anyway. So yeah, I had to rank at the bottom though because it was like there was nothing that really stood out about it. It was just a nice song. 28. This was at the bottom of my list for a long time until Forever came. It was Not a Game by Logic. This is was Ultra 85 last year, or was it this? I think Ultra 85 was last year, yeah. And then this year he released a little EP. Can't remember what it was called, but this was the song that stood out for me on that EP. He's what I like about Logic is he can do the fast rap, but like not. It's not so in your face. It's not so like aggressive to listen to. It's quite chill. Like he does it in a laid back way, and that's I kind of like that. So the way he's kind of just like rapping on beat with a like laid back tone, but in like a very like fast flow, it's great. So that's what I like about the song. And number 27 is Man in the Sky by Tom MacDonald. Let me tell you something about Tom MacDonald. A lot of people hate him, and very controversial guy. Now, I fell in love with Tom MacDonald in 2023. Tom MacDonald's always been a political rapper, right? And yes, he's pissed a lot of people off. And even when he's always been a political rapper, he's never been on either side. He's never been a left or a right. He's always just been like, fuck everything, fuck the system type person. And he was always creative with his raps, and he was a very good rapper in 2023. He released a fantastic album in 2023, and I fell in love with him because I did a deep dive in his discography. I discovered all his older songs that I liked, and then obviously all the stuff he was releasing in 2023. In 2024 and 2025, he's kind of died out for me because the originality was dying off. You know, just songs just had like a different layout of words, different chorus, different title, but it was all the same stuff. He was saying the same stuff. The structures were the same. It just needed refreshing. And Tom MacDonald has stopped being like, and he wasn't even on the fence. He was just fuck everybody. And now he's like pro-Trump and he's pro-right. And I don't care for politics. I don't listen. I don't listen to politics. I don't listen to British politics. Never mind American politics. I don't listen to my own country. Why would I bother with American politics? So I'm not a left, I'm not a right, I'm not a this, I'm not a that. It's just like if you came up to me with a political issue and you went, what is your stance on this? I'd give you my opinion based off what I believe is morally right. You know, nothing, you know, I think if you have a political opinion, you are doing something immoral. You know, you are doing at least one thing immoral, because people on the right, yes, believe a lot of good stuff, but also a lot of things to believe can be bad. The same with the people on the left. And I think when Tom MacDonald just started like the annoying promoting, the constant of just like begging it just got really annoying. So not really anything in 2024 really caught my eye that much. And this year, as you can see, only one song from Tom MacDonald has caught my eye, and it was Man in the Sky. Because even though it was still, obviously it's political, that's his whole persona, it's always going to be like that, but it was different because it was laid back singing. It wasn't like aggressive, fuck the left. It was like, I'm concerned for the world. And it felt a bit more like I'm on nobody's side here again, you know, because it was just like, these people are trying to ruin the world and all this, and there's a man in the sky looking out for her, essentially. It was a good message, you know. It was like, the world's in a very bad place, but we'll be okay. And that's what I liked about it, as well as obviously the musical elements to it. So Tom MacDonald, you get my vote for that one. Coming in at number 26, we have I Will Rise by Crypt. Crypt, YouTube reactor, but obviously always been a rapper, a massive rap fan himself. He's like an amazing technician. He's like always been in my top 5. Listened to plenty of songs of him over the years. He's released a couple less songs this year, but that's because he changed up his style. Not even his style, just changed up the way he makes music. You know, we got an album last year, I can't really complain. And this was the first song of the new version of Crypt, the more Christian-based Crypt, the swear-free Crypt. I don't particularly care for the Christian stuff. I am a Christian, I was baptized, but I'm not practicing, you know. I don't, you know, it doesn't, I'm not particularly religious, and songs that are overly religious, just they're a bit too much for me. But this, you know, people mentioning God in songs, that never affects us. And swear-free Crypt, I'm all for, because I'd love to show off like his songs to people all the time, and if they're swearing, sometimes you can't always show them to certain people. And it's a good song anyway. The flow's nice, the chorus is nice, the musical elements just all make sense. So yeah, Good song from Crypt. That's my number 25. 25 was Catch Me If You Can by KSI. And I liked Catch Me If You Can because he brought back the rapping. I was waiting for KSI to be a rapper again. He's trying too hard to be a singer, and he's not really that good of a singer anyway. And I appreciated that he rapped again. It wasn't great rap, but like, I appreciated it, and it brought me back. So that's why I enjoyed the song. But number 24, Ordinary, Alex Warren. Again, another impossible song to avoid. You could not avoid this song this year. Everybody in the world has heard this song, and it's good. I'm just gonna admit it. No shade. It's just good. Hold Me Down, Stormzy. Stormzy made a return this year. I think last time he made a song might have been 2023. He released a 5-minute rap song called like Hello Rachel or something, and then this one, which was like it was weird. It was like trap, but it was like lo-fi like music, and it was just like, he didn't do a whole lot of lyricism in it. It was just like, it was a vibey song, and I liked it more than the rapping one, even though I like the raps, but like, that song didn't do it for me. This one did. Hold Me Down, Stormzy is number 23. Number 22, I have All Life Long, Juice WRLD. This was one of 2 songs released on the 5-year anniversary edition of Legends Never Die. Legends Never Die was obviously his first posthumous album, and it's been 5 years since that got released. So this All Life Long got released. And the second song that got released, which is actually my number 21 on the list, is The Way, and that features XXXTentacion, right? And obviously, Juice WRLD and XXX has been a dream collab that people have been wanting since like Juice was alive, and we've never got it until this year. And this was the second song we got. We got the first collab with Juice and X in Whoa, and then we got another one when the Legends Never Died 5-year anniversary released with The Way. So The Way, featuring Juice and X, is number 21. And the reason that's above All Life Long, even though it's like the lesser song, it's the more chill song, you know, I feel like All Life Long has like the more appealing chorus. Just, it's the verse from Juice. The verse from Juice is really good in The Way. Like, it genuinely is. Coming in at number 20, I have Animals Part 1 by JID and Eminem. Listen, do not allow Eminem and JID on the same song. These motherfuckers will tear you up. JID has ridiculous flow. JID has ridiculous lyricism. Just like Eminem. It's like it's like having John Cena and Seth Rollins in the same, like, as a tag team, you know? Like, that's what that's like. It's unfathomable, really. And this was like a 5-6 minute song, and JID was just spitting with constant flow, lyric after lyric, bar after bar, for 2.5-3 minutes, like a whole song. And you're like, God, this is a lot, okay. And then like it switches to Eminem, and Eminem just does the same. It might do it better, you know. I mean, Eminem's famous for, you know, beating people on their own tracks, but like, you know, this one's a bit up in the air. If you think JID did better, fair enough. I wouldn't argue with it. Both men did incredible. JID is impeccable, and the duo of him and Eminem is just undefeated. And it's not the most listenable song in terms of listen value, but I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker for the fast flow and the lyricism. Put them together, I can't resist. I'm sorry. Coming in at number 19, I have Born Yesterday, Crypt. This is a cover. I don't know who the original artist is, but it's a song called Born Yesterday, and Crypt, who is an underrated singer, massively underrated singer. I wish he'd sing more. As in, like, not just the chorus, like, sing the whole song. He remade this as a cover to play for him and his mother at his wedding for the mother-son dance, which is obviously an amazing story. And the song is just amazing because, again, he's a fantastic singer. Like, if you don't believe me, go look up the clip. There's a clip of Crypt doing a cover of a song called Simple Man. That is ridiculous. And if you can't find the clip, just watch the video. It's like, I will cover any song that the wheel selects or something like that. You know, you'll see it. Coming in at number 18, my lucky number, is 4 AM by SRNO and SX. So SNR, what? SRNO. Don't know who he is, but he's obviously a producer because SX was the only one with the vocals on the song. I'm a fan of SX. He's a good singer. He's been on lots of KSI songs, and this was just a vibe. This is a song I felt that SX needed because SX has his own style, and he doesn't release a total lot. And a lot of times he releases, they sound a bit similar. They're short, and he doesn't do a whole lot of promotion. I feel like he's not helping himself. This song, I felt like it was a song he needed. It's very commercializable. It's like a proper club song, and I actually really enjoyed it. I wish he'd do more like this. So yeah, that gets my number 18. Coming in at number 17, like I said, the dream collab, Whoa, between Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion. This is like, if you like music that will hit your soul, this is that song. I mean, the chorus is just ridiculous. Like, the verses don't even matter. Like, I just play the chorus. It gives like I'm Still vibes, that, you know, Juice WRLD song I'm Still. Coming in at number 16, I have Everybody's Looking at Me, Eminem. This song was actually made, I think, around about 2004, but it was never released, and it was released now when Eminem put out his Stans documentary, which is a documentary about die-hard Eminem fans. Yeah, and obviously with it being from 2004, it was like prime Eminem, and I think obviously the reason he didn't release it was because there was certain like Michael Jackson digs in there. But what a song! What an absolute song! I mean, the flow was nice, the chorus was great, verses were great. I can't criticize that song. Coming at number 15, My Soul. This is another Crypt song. This was his best song in a while, and I think in terms of views as well, it did good views. Nothing like out the blue, like nothing like too different, just the verses and the chorus, they all worked, they all just hit the right spots, you know. Coming in at number 14, I have So Far Away by KSI and SX. But So Far Away was absolutely the better song of the two. I mean, you've got SX on it, and KSI and SX together just work like magic. I mean, look at like Down Like That and Locked Out, just fantastic stuff. The chorus is far too catchy. It's just it's a great song, and I don't care what you say, don't hate on it. And I just wish he'd stop releasing 2 songs at a time, because you're stunting the growth of your own music. Like, release songs as a single with a whole music video, and then, you know, or if you want to release multiple music, do an EP, do an album. But it's what I appreciated about Catch Me If You Can, at least, was that we got the full effort. We got the promotion, we got the music video, we got the rapping. It was like KSI of old. Whereas So Far Away, which was released at the same time, it was released as the same project, got no promotion, no video. Like, it got a lyric video, but does that mean anything? Not really, you know. But it's still 10 times the better song. Coming in at number 13, we have Sorry by NF and James Arthur. This was NF's EP that he released this year. I forget what it's called. I think it was called Fear. Yeah, it was called Fear. Last time we heard from NF was his album, his impeccable album in 2023. And this was the first time we heard of him. And it had 5 songs. And the song I was looking forward to the most was NF and MGK. And that was the only song I ended up not liking, which is a shame, because I love them 2 artists and I thought they'd work really well together. And maybe it was just the song choice. Maybe they could do way better, and I know they can. But yeah, Sorry with James Arthur, fantastic. And I mean, what a collab, by the way. No one would have ever thought NF and James Arthur, but how well they work. And what blew me away was NF's ability to hang with James Arthur on the track, because like NF is obviously the rapper of the two and James Arthur is the singer of the two. And yes, NF can sing, but like not James Arthur level sing. And he actually hung with him on the track, and maybe yes, he was louder, but that's impressive. And number 12 is another song from that same EP called Home. This was obviously about his grandma dying. I thought it was about a breakup, but apparently it's about his grandma dying. Again, just another one of those good, sad NF songs. I'm a sucker for them. I can't get enough of them. Coming in at number 11, we have Your Name Forever by MGK. This was a tribute song to his best friend Dingo, who died. and not your typical tribute song. It's not no "See You Again," you know. It was a rock song, like it was proper like a good rock chorus, and he was screaming on it. And I guess it was, you know, what Dingo would have wanted, you know. So incredible song. MGK, one of MGK's best songs I've heard, like genuinely. And it was probably rushed because he probably made that in a couple of days, you know. Like, fair fucks, that is a fantastic song. And like, it's like, you know, when the end of movies have like this certain aura, when like the world's ending, everyone's coming together, someone's died, you know, everyone's at their best. That's the kind of aura it had. Like, their friend died, and like they went all out and left it all out there on that song. Like, all of them, all of their friends on the drums and the guitars, and MGK on the vocals. It's just fantastic. Which brings us to the top 10 songs of 2025. For me, I have off the NF album, I have Give Me a Reason, the one Michael Chandler walked out to before it was released. NF in his rap phase. On this whole Fiat album, it's all about depression coming back to him, all his stresses and anxieties and problems in his life. It's a sad album. It's NF, right? But this was like him, like, while coming out of all that sadness, just like, hang on, somebody needs to give me a reason to be spiteful again, to be that rapper that can just rip people apart on a track. Someone needs to inspire me to do that. And this was like a motivational track, and it is the perfect rap song. In terms of listen value, like, I could listen to this song all day. Fantastic song. Coming in at number 9, the final song of this EP that I'm going to talk about, my favourite one, and the lead song of it, Fear. The EP is called Fear, this song's called Fear. The chorus, I don't even know how to describe how good these things are to me. Like, this chorus is just unbelievable. The story he's telling throughout the song, the structure, the way things like build up, like the chorus, like the verse builds up to the chorus, and then like, oh, it's too good. The genius behind his music sometimes is just, it's too much to handle. Like, and saying this is only 9th feels like an insult because it was so good. There's just so many other songs I like more. And don't get me wrong, by no means is this ranking of this list in any way a reflection of the ability of the artist or the actual skill level of the song. It's just how, like, what I preferred. Number 8, it was Survive by Lewis Capaldi. This was his return single. We hadn't heard from him in years. Well, I say years, like 2 years, because he was dealing with anxiety and depression and all that, not being able to perform, and he's come back a better man. This is his coming back song. This is him saying, screw all my problems, I swear to God I'll survive, I'll keep trying, I'll never give up. And that was this, and this was the one that made it into the charts. And very good song, and his first of 4 songs to release this year, and I liked all of them, so you can imagine there's 3 more coming. Just the least, like, there was the least effort put into this song. There was like, and I don't know, because obviously it was probably hard to make this song coming out of that rut he was in, but like, there was nothing special or different about this song. It was just like getting his foot back in the door, but it was still a great song. And coming in at number 7, I've got Secrets, MGK. I'm surprised I'm saying this. This was another one like Juice WRLD, where it's the 5-year anniversary of Tickets to My Downfall, and he added a couple, I think it was about 3 or 4 extra tracks, and this one called My Secrets, and every time I listen to it, it just gets more and more catchy. The chorus is fantastic, and just over this last year, people like MGK, Jelly Roll, Post Malone, obviously Post Malone, I've always liked them, but MGK, Jelly Roll, Lewis Capaldi, they've caught my eye, and I've started listening to them more and more, so this song I really loved. Coming in at number 6, I have Cry For Me, The Weeknd, the only Weeknd song I added to my playlist this year. This is off Hurry Up Tomorrow, I think is what it's called. Just perfect song. I don't even need to explain why that Weeknd song is so good. It's The Weeknd. I'm going to see The Weeknd in June, and it's going to be amazing, and I hope he plays this song, because me and my girlfriend absolutely love this song. And this brings us to top 5. Coming in at number 5, this might surprise you, I have TankNiplz by Sleep Token. The way I started listening to the song was really, I was just revising for, I wasn't even revising, never mind. God, I was about to say GCSEs, that was 2 years ago. I was doing college work, and I just thought, oh, let me just put on some songs while I'm doing this, but I didn't want to put on the same stuff that I was listening to because I'd end up stopping and singing along and dancing or whatever. So I thought, let me listen to something new, like to allow me to focus, but maybe discover something new. And I came along a Sleep Talking album, which obviously happened to be released this year, and this song blew me out of the water. The amount of change up and switches going from singing, rocking, screaming, quiet, loud, like I can't tell what genre this man is. And if he's a man, I've heard he's a band. Because I don't know. I was looking at like the nominations for Brit Awards and it was like Best Band and Sleep Talking was in there. I thought Sleep Talking was a singular person. So I don't know anymore. But it was just so amazing and I've never heard music like this. Obviously I've heard music like it, but like this was something different for me and I really liked it. You know, it stood out. So this deserves that mention because I had to listen to that song for days. Coming in number 4, I have Something in the Heavens. This is another song from Lewis Capaldi. This was the second song he released after coming back. And is also on that EP, Survive EP that he released towards the end of the year. Fantastic listenable value. Different. He started dabbling a bit different style because obviously we know Lewis Capaldi likes to use the same style. Well, in all his popular ones they sound similar, but you know, he's tried different styles. This had a bit of a different chorus and I liked it. I love Lewis Capaldi. I can't help it. The bias is there, absolutely, but fantastic song. And number 3 is The Day That I Die. That's the most recent one he released and is on that Survive EP. He released it the same day that EP released. 4-song EP where 3 of the 4 songs were previously released prior to the EP. Makes no sense, but here you are. The Day That I Die, again, another one. The reasoning of the song, the story of the song, the meaning, it's just it really gets you in your feels, you know. And Lewis Capaldi, he presses all the right buttons emotionally for me. So I need that. And if we're talking about emotions, and we're talking about feels, and we're talking about pressing the right buttons, music is just what's right to your ear, you know. Like, I like meanings, and I like flows, and I like lyrics, and all that sort of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, music is subjective because it's what your ears like to listen to. And when we're talking about number 2, and we're talking about Zombie by Youngblood, someone who I don't typically listen to because of the style of artist he is. This song, when I tell you, presses all the right buttons as a listener. My goodness. If you have not heard this song, go and listen to this song. And to be honest, I genuinely feel wrong for not putting this number 1. And it was very close to being number 1. But number 1, I've listened to him so much this year, I can't deny it, right? Zombie, I don't even need to explain anything. Go and listen to that song. It's fantastic. Even released an acoustic version. And normally I'm a sucker for acoustic versions. But I didn't like the acoustic version as much because the first original version is just so goddamn good. So go and listen to that song. And number 1, it's that final song off the Survive EP from Lewis Capaldi. The best one I think he released this year. The 3rd one he released this year. It's called Almost. The beat, the way the song flows, just all the musical elements hit all the right buttons for me. That is my favourite song of the year. My absolute number 1. I'm sorry if you didn't enjoy this video. I know it's structured a bit weird. My videos aren't always going to be like this. But music is now on this channel. You can expect album reviews. Hopefully, if I do them at some point. I've had this idea for, Lord knows, more than 6 months at this point. I will do music on this channel as well as WWE. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of my opinions. And let me know if you had any top songs of 2025. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.